There's a $68 trillion wealth transfer happening in America right now, the largest in human history. And if you're under 45, there's about a 60% chance you're going to inherit absolutely none of it. In fact, and this is the part that should genuinely scare you, you're statistically more likely to inherit your parents' debt than their assets. Now, I know what you're thinking. Wait, debt doesn't pass to the kids, right? And that's true, technically. But that's exactly the trap. Because by the time you find out what's actually going to happen to your finances when your parents age, it's already too late. You've already made the decisions that are going to cost you your own retirement. Stick with me for the next few minutes, and I'm going to show you exactly what the trap looks like. The 3 warning signs that are probably already happening in your family right now that you're missing. And the one conversation you can have this week that'll save you 6 figures over your lifetime. My name is Dave, and I spend way too much time thinking about generational wealth transfer. Or, in this case, the complete opposite of it. If you're someone who's quietly worried that supporting your parents in their old age is going to crush your own financial future, hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Because trust me, other people need to hear this. Now, before I show you the numbers, I need you to understand something. There's a specific lie that every single one of us has been told about inheritance. Your parents believe it, you believe it. And that belief is the exact thing that's going to bankrupt you. Here it is. For decades, the narrative was this. Your parents work hard, they buy a house, they retire comfortably, and when they pass away, you get something. A down payment, a cushion, a head start. Here's the thing. That math stopped working about 15 years ago, and nobody told you. Let me hit you with some numbers that should genuinely disturb you. Nearly 80% of Americans age 60 and older are financially struggling or at risk of economic insecurity. 80%. That's 4 out of every 5 of your parents' friends. The average American over 65 is carrying over $29,000 in non-mortgage debt. Credit cards, medical bills, personal loans, and statistically, that's almost certainly your parents. It's them. But here's the scariest part. Most people approaching retirement genuinely believe they have more money than they actually do. Fidelity ran a study. The average person overestimated their savings by 32%. So when your mom says, "Don't worry, we're fine," she might believe that. She might be wrong. The median 401k balance for Americans aged 55 to 64 is only $87,000. Half of Americans approaching retirement have less than 90 grand saved. Do the math. That's about $362 a month, plus Social Security, around $2,200 total, to live on in 2026. Okay, pause for a second. I want you to do something uncomfortable. Mentally pick the person in your family who you think has it most together financially. Your dad, your uncle, your mom, whoever seems the most responsible with money. Got 'em? Now consider this. Statistically, there's about a 50% chance they're the one overestimating their savings by 32%. The responsible ones aren't safe. They're just better at hiding it. Sometimes, even from themselves. Think about what that actually means. Your parents, the people who raised you, are walking toward a cliff. And here's the part that's going to keep you up tonight. They have no idea they're walking toward it. Here's what most people don't realize. Your parents are not going to tell you because they don't know. They grew up in a culture where talking about money was taboo, where admitting financial struggle felt like admitting they failed as parents. So they don't say anything. They put the copay on a credit card. They take out a home equity line of credit against the house you thought was paid off. They pretend the retirement money stretches further than it does. And by the time you find out, usually after a hospitalization or a diagnosis, the financial situation is already a crisis. And now, it's your crisis too. Now you might be thinking, okay, Dave, but debt doesn't pass to the kids. I saw that on TikTok. That TikTok video is technically correct and dangerously misleading. Yes, legal debt doesn't transfer, but that's a magician's trick. The real damage happens somewhere else entirely. Your mom calls. The car broke down. She can't get financed. So you co-sign. Dad needs assisted living. Medicare doesn't cover it. Deposit is $8,000 on your card. Then the travel, the time off work, the declined promotion. None of that is their debt. All of it is your money. Gone. Here's the stat that made me angry when I read it. The average lifetime cost of caring for aging parents is $304,000 per caregiver. $300,000. That's the real inheritance most of you are getting. A negative one. Let me ask you something. Have you ever been swimming in a lake and suddenly realized the shore is way farther than you thought? That moment of, oh no, I might not make it back. That's what this is. Except imagine halfway back, someone you love grabs your shoulders. They can't swim. They were supposed to have a boat, but the boat sank 20 years ago, and they were too proud to tell you. Here's the part that'll mess with you. That boat, it's the same boat your parents thought you were building. Both generations assumed the other one had a plan. Neither of you do. 73% of Americans die without any estate plan. Your parents aren't outliers. They're the default. And look, if you're still watching, I know what you want right now. You want to know what to do about this. Because knowing there's a problem without knowing the fix is worse than not knowing at all. So I'm going to give you 3 steps, but I want to warn you about step 2 specifically. Step 2 is going to sound cruel. It's going to go against every instinct you have as a good son or daughter. And it's the single most important financial decision you'll ever make about your parents. Don't skip to it. You need the context first. Step 1, have the conversation this year. Not someday, this year. You just need to know 3 things. Do they have a will? Do they have health directives? And do they have enough monthly income to cover basic expenses without going into debt? 3 questions. You'd be shocked how many people have never asked. Step 2, protect your own retirement first. I know this sounds harsh, but if you drain your own 401k to cover your parents' expenses in your 40s and 50s, you become the exact same problem for your own kids in 30 years. The cycle doesn't break unless someone refuses to break themselves to continue it. Step 3, understand long-term care costs before you need to. Assisted living averages $6,000 a month. A nursing home, closer to $9,500. Memory care can exceed $11,000. And Medicare does not cover long-term care. It's the most misunderstood fact in American retirement planning. If your parents need it and don't have insurance or savings, that bill is coming for somebody. And that somebody is usually you. Here's the counterintuitive thing nobody says out loud. You cannot love your parents out of this. A lot of people are about to spend Sunday dinner trying to be there more and show up harder. That is not what this problem needs. This problem needs spreadsheets. This problem needs boundaries. This problem needs an uncomfortable conversation that no amount of love replaces. The cycle doesn't break by loving them more. It breaks by loving them correctly. Look, I know this video is heavy, but here's what I want you to take away. You are not stuck. The fact that you watch this to the end means you already care more than 90% of people your age. That awareness, that willingness to look at the hard thing directly, is what's going to save your financial future. Your parents didn't know how to have this conversation. Nobody taught them either. But you can be the one who breaks the cycle. Start this week. 1 conversation, 3 questions. That's all I'm asking. If this helped you, hit like, subscribe, and drop a comment. Have you had the money conversation with your parents yet? Or are you dreading it? I read every single one. I'll see you in the next video.